Hey guys, I got a little assignment here talking about the lottery, the Powerball, some information about how it's chosen, and if there's any really information about it, like some statistical information. So, I watched a couple videos here on the internet, on YouTube, discussing how the lottery numbers are picked and like how the ball machines work. And it's pretty interesting, some of the statistical stuff about it. There are six numbers that are chosen. The first five numbers, when they're chosen, they'll display like on TV. Back when they used to have the live drawings, they'll display in any order, and then the number six ball will be the Powerball, and it's a completely random ball. But the interesting thing about the first five orders is when they draw or pull those first five balls, for like display purposes, they'll reorder the number of the first five. So column one will have the smallest number, then column five will have the highest number. Now, to win the lottery, you just have to have those five numbers plus the Powerball number in any order. It doesn't matter if they match up in the same order as on TV. But just for display purposes, they reorder the first five numbers. Now, with that thought in mind, I went and took Postgres, a database software, and entered all of Virginia's Powerball winning numbers, and you can find them out on the internet. And I ran some analysis on it, and then I took all those numbers and I put it in MATLAB, and I made MATLAB run a couple histograms, and we're going to talk about if the lottery is really random, could there be a way to determine or narrow the percentage or the ratio of winning the lottery? So I run all the Virginia lottery numbers here, and then I have a couple histograms and subplots I made. So when we run this, we'll get a histogram that'll come up, and it'll look like this. Now, I got six histograms here, and each of these represent the six columns. So row 1 through 5 are the first five ones that are reordered from lowest to highest, and then row 6 is your random number, your Powerball number. So when they take row 1 through 5 and reorder them, row 1 for the winning numbers is usually between 1 and 10. Because when you think about it, they'll have five numbers, they'll reorder it, and the lowest number will be first. So out of those five numbers, most of the time, over half of the time, the number is between 1 and 10. And then you can look here at row 2, and when they reorder it, so let's say the first number was 8, the second number is going to be between, it looks like 5 and 20, maybe 25. And so we got something like 5, then the number 20 for the second row. And then for row 3, since the first 5 are in a reordered in an order, it's going to be a little bit higher than row 2. So as you see the data here, most of the numbers are between 20 and it looks like about 35, 38. And then as we go to row 4, you can see how it increases a little bit more, because the fourth column is going to be higher than the third column, which is higher than the second and the first. And as you can see, the fourth column is around about 35 to 45, maybe 50. And then for the last column, it's about 60, 55, and then it drops down from 60 to 75. Now, these are really interesting because when the first five are reordered, you can look at these charts and tell that it would not be smart to choose like the first five numbers as like 50, 50, 50, and 50, because the odds of that happening are like hardly, like really, really small. But if you chose something between 0 and 10, something between 20 and 30, something between 30 and 40, and then 40 and 50 to 60 for your first 5 rows, then you're going to increase your odds of winning the lottery a ton. Now, for the row 6, because it's the Powerball and it's completely random, when this histogram, uh, graph doesn't have any distribution like these normal distributions on row 1 through 5. But as you can kind of tell when it runs all the numbers, it has a higher proportion of numbers between 0 and 20 than 20 and 40. But there isn't really much of a correlation. So this is just kind of like giving you guys an idea of, is the lottery really completely random? Is there a way to actually make the odds smaller and give you a better chance of winning the lottery? Thanks for watching. Just a little bit of information to kind of give you something to think about.